Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video episode on ForgottenWeapons.com. Today we're looking at a real interesting, unusual piece of pre-Civil War technology. This is a North and Skinner revolving rifle, obviously developed by two guys named North and Skinner. The North was the same fellow who went on to be half of Savage and North, which Civil War buffs will recognize as having made the figure 8 revolver. Well, these guns, they were invented by North and a fellow named Skinner, but then they were actually manufactured by Savage and North. So the design was patented in 1852. They were manufactured about 600 total from 1856 through about 1859. And after that, the company moved on to better ideas. This example is a little bit damaged. The hammer won't close all the way, so there's a broken spring or something in the mechanism. However, we can still see how it operates, and that is the really interesting part. So as you can easily deduce, the problem with a revolving rifle is that when you're shooting it, you need to have your front hand out here to stabilize the gun. There's no handguard on this, and there weren't handguards really on any of the revolving rifles. Well, once you've got your arm out here, you have the question of a cylinder gap. And every time you fire, it's going to spray hot gas and little lead shavings, and they're going to hit you right in the middle of the forearm. It was a major problem with Colt's 1855 revolving rifle, and, well, North and Skinner came up with a solution to prevent that problem. So, first of all, the trigger guard is a lever that cocks the gun and rotates the cylinder. And then you can see this wedge is a wedge, it's not a plate, and it's tapered. And if we look at the front of the cylinders, if we can see them right up in here, the cylinders are actually each recessed. And when I push that wedge back into place, it cams the cylinder forward. There's a nice shield built in the front. It has been bored through just in case of chain fire to allow a ball to fly out instead of blowing up the gun. But this shield, in combination with the recessed chamber and the camming forward action, should basically prevent the problems that you get with cylinder gap on a revolving rifle. As you can see, this one has really seen better days, but with only 600 made, you can't be too picky about it. There we go. Another interesting thing to note here is that this big hammer sticking up right in the middle of the gun is just about in your field of vision. You can see that they hollowed out the left side of the hammer, basically, to allow you a sight picture. The rear sight is just slightly offset to the left, again to clear your sight picture, which is, as you can see here, not particularly good. You just barely can line up the sights along the side of that hammer. Anyway, I think this is just a fascinating piece of early technology, and hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Tune in again to ForgottenWeapons.com for more early revolving rifles.